Region Capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines comes to you compliments Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
This is Network News for Friday, July the 5th of 2024. I'm Stacia Blake. In the headlines tonight, frustrated donors vent over the drop-off process of relief supplies at the port. National cleanup campaign planned for this weekend, and Glen seeks assistance from Keralek to expedite electricity restoration in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. In regional news, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank achieves record profits of $80.2 million. While in international news, the Labour Party has won the UK general election by a landslide. And coming up in sports, 4 Grenadians on Windward's under-19 squad. We'll have all the details for you right after this message.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. People awaiting their turn to drop off relief supplies for the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique are not too happy with the situation that greeted them at the port. Chrislena John spoke to some of the disappointed people.
It was a chaotic scene along Port Highway Friday morning as endless vehicles backed up, attempting to deliver relief items to the boat for their loved ones on the sister isle. The waiting period was very frustrating for some who chose to vent their anger.
I have some family members in Carriacou, and I come here to donate some stuff because some my friends in the diaspora, they sent some things and we come to donate. Look my niece there, she come down with the boat and she wants to go back up. The boat is almost ready to leave. Since morning, since about after 9, I took the line from way up in the yacht service up there.
No. It could be a little bit more organized. It's disorganized at the moment, so it could be a little bit more organized. People need to know what is being taken, what is being given priority first. So, for instance, you have reliefs going up there. Reliefs need to charter. They need to charter a private boat. They need to do that. Then the public need to know whether or not, because there are people complaining about buying tickets and not being able to go back up. So all of that needs to be communicated to the people. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't want nobody being out here and fighting whilst disaster is happening, you know? So everything needs to be done in an orderly manner, and then once we get it right, have passenger boat. If you have a cargo boat, and then we'll get it right.
Because I was expecting the boat to leave around 5 o'clock, and only to learn that they're now leaving at 12:30. So which means that I haven't gotten the supplies I really need. Oh God.
Essential workers were among those also caught in the chaos.
Saying is the nurses and the man that go and get a boat to go to Carriacou. Right, but I don't know what is going on around here. Them police, I don't know what they're going, all this lumber and all this stuff, and the nurses and them always say is nurses have to go on the boat. And they just stop me and tell the police is the nurses that go on the boat, they have to go. Well, let them make a space as nurses give the process the preference to go inside. They were supposed to go up with Osprey. But Osprey was so full that they leave them behind and go. So they say they go and try to get on the boat.
Some were a bit more understanding considering the present situation.
Oh, we're just happy we're over here, that the brothers are still alive, that we're able to help. And we just pray that the recuperation goes well. We're going to try and help them any way we can. I think they're doing the best they can, under the circumstances, and we need a little help from Jehovah's Holy Spirit. We'll get it over there. But the brothers are working so hard, we just can't fault them. Everybody's trying.
Chrislina John, GBN News.
Grenadians are being urged to unite for a national cleanup exercise in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl. The government has called for solidarity with the affected parishes of St. Mark and St. Patrick as teams rally together this weekend in a national cleanup effort aimed at aiding communities devastated by Hurricane Beryl. Details in this report.
The people of St. Mark and St. Patrick have been hit hardest on this island, Grenada, and we are asking you to come out and show support to them, not just support to work, but also emotional support. And we are asking people, if you can walk with some food also, please feel free to do so, and anything that will make the efforts more meaningful. So this weekend will be a weekend where we ask the nation to come out and show your solidarity, show what we are made of. And Grenadians, we are resilient people, and let's show the world what we can do, and that we stand together in a time of crisis.
Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Andy Williams, urging citizens to join hands in relief and recovery efforts after the destructive storm swept through earlier this week. The cleanup initiative, organized by the Ministries of MIT and Infrastructure in collaboration with the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority, aims to clear roadways and public spaces in the hardest hit rural communities.
Starting 5 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday, we will be leaving our various areas to go to St. Patrick and St. Mark, and efforts will be coordinated through the parliamentary offices. So that will be the meeting point for everyone who wants to come and take part and who does not have a transport. So we will have buses carrying you from the various constituencies to St. Mark and St. Patrick.
Volunteers are encouraged to bring tools and equipment to assist in the cleanup efforts.
We are asking people, if you have any tools, chainsaw, cutlasses and so, come with them, feel free. Any tool that you think will be useful in assisting us to end the cleanup, feel free to bring them. NADMA is on board, and NADMA will also be helping us to get some of these tools so that people can join in the process and making it more easier.
As Grenada begins the process of recovery and rebuilding in the wake of Hurricane Beryl, the national cleanup exercise will stand as a testament to the strength and determination of its people to overcome adversity and restore normalcy to affected areas. Reporting for GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
A team led by Member of Parliament for St. George Northeast, Ron Redhead, departed Grenada on Friday to spearhead a comprehensive cleanup and relief distribution effort across Carriacou and Petit Martinique this weekend. Details in this report.
With a state of emergency still in place for the Sister Isles following the passage of Hurricane Beryl, MP Ron Redhead emphasized the need for coordinated efforts and authorized travel to ensure effective relief operations. Persons are reminded that they will have to seek approval to travel to the Sister Isles to assist with relief efforts.
This means no unauthorized travel to these islands. It is not permitted. If you want to deliver supplies, this should be coordinated in Grenada with NADMA. You can contact relief at gov.gd. That's the email address. Contact relief, RELIEF, at gov.gd and request permission to travel to provide relief supplies. But you are not permitted to travel until you receive approval. If you're already on your way, you can drop your supplies with NADMA at Trilby in Carriacou, but you will not be allowed to disembark.
Volunteers coordinated through established groups like the Red Cross and Rotary Club have been mobilized and instructed to be fully self-sufficient with essential supplies such as food and water. The government has also bolstered logistical support, procuring at least 10 pickups and trucks to facilitate the transportation of relief supplies and aid materials.
We have an amount of new vehicles will be sent in addition to what is already on the island in advance of Friday, and preparations are being made to have that done before the weekend. We will have up to 100 volunteers per day to travel on the Osprey, which is going to be chartered to Carriacou on both Saturday and Sunday, departing early and returning the same day on both days.
The cleanup initiative and shipment of relief supplies are being meticulously organized by the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA. Dr. Terence Walters, National Disaster Coordinator, noted that volunteers have worked tirelessly to prepare and package relief items for distribution throughout the Tri-Island state. He emphasized that all local relief donations should be directed to NADMA's headquarters at Manjaloo to ensure efficient processing and distribution. Reporting for GBN News, I'm Nisha Paul.
The parish of St. Patrick is believed to be the worst hit by Hurricane Beryl on mainland Grenada. GBN's camera crew went roving through accessible communities in the northern parish.
The trail of destruction left in the wake of Hurricane Beryl can be seen in the communities of Chantemelle, Rose Hill, Lower Marley, and Lower Piton in St. Patrick. Roofs were blown off, some entirely, some partially, while a few homes were flattened. The hardest hit, however, was the agriculture sector. With the sector just recovering from a harsh dry season, it may be a while before farmers can reap a bountiful harvest. However, they remain optimistic about the future. Cleanup and replanting must first take place.
All right, so in terms of farming, so a lot of the provisions are down. So these things would be off for quite a long while because you had a lot of the trees that had young figs on it. So now you can't get no fig. Well, yam, that would be another problem. But for the provision, a lot of provision is down. So we would be out of provision for a very, very long time. In terms of the farms up the road that I saw, they didn't get much damage income because there wasn't so much of big trees around the area. Most of the farmers had cleared up the big trees in them, but if you go lower down to Shamba side, it's very, very damaging down there. A lot of the trees block up areas, so persons can hardly get access to their farms down there because of the big trees that fell down.
Also, the agriculture sector I'm concerned about. A lot of the plants are devastated. The farmers would be hard hit. They had hard hit, and there must be some immediate solution to assist farmers. The plants are down on the ground, and we just came from the heated dry season, and then the plants just start growing back, and now you get that hurricane that devastates. Farmers would be very, very demoralized. So something must be done to at least encourage the farmers to keep some faith. I think the Ministry of Agriculture already putting things in place, but I hope that they reach out to the farmers, especially in the St. Patrick and the St. Andrews area.
You know, the vegetation, because as you can see, all the cocoa trees around there fell. There are some very important breadfruit trees, you know, all basically fell down, you know. So in terms of loss, personally, basically the vegetation.
Prime Minister and Minister for National Security, Honorable Dickon Mitchell, during Thursday night's press briefing, acknowledged the impact of Hurricane Beryl on the sector.
There are some sectors that are clearly hit very hard. The agriculture sector is one such sector. There is clear and overwhelming proof of significant damage to our agriculture sector in the northern part of the island. And we want to point that out almost immediately because our agriculture sector is one of our productive sectors.
The Ministry of Agriculture has also procured equipment to assist farmers in the cleanup process.
Quite a number of trees have fallen and farmers cannot access the land. So as part of the emergency response, we're going to first of all look at opening the roads, the access roads to the various farmlands, and thereafter we'll be able to assist the farmers in actually clearing away some of the big trees that would have fallen on the various crops and so. So the Ministry have taken the initiative. We have procured just under $200,000 worth of equipment. That is mainly chainsaws and in some cases pole pruners and weed eater and all the accessories that goes with it. So the intent is to deploy these machines and so in the various agricultural sub-districts. Of course, as I mentioned before, the northern part would get the majority of the equipment because they are the most impacted.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Isaac Bagwan. Christina John, GBN News.
And this just in, police are investigating these circumstances of a vehicular accident which occurred on Thursday, the 4th of July, 2024 at Montgelou St. George, resulting in the death of 58-year-old Anthony Hector. Preliminary investigations revealed that at the time of the accident, Mr. Hector and another male passenger were in a moving vehicle when the driver encountered mechanical problems and the vehicle ran off the road. Both passengers sustained injuries and were taken to the General Hospital for medical attention, where Mr. Hector was examined by a medical doctor and pronounced dead. The other passenger was treated and later released. The Commissioner and members of the Royal Grenada Police Force extend sincere condolences to the family and friends of Mr. Hector. This is news at 7. Coming up, government assesses Hurricane Beryl's impact and planned recovery. Stay with us.
Ride in style with an easy ride loan from Ariza. Enjoy the comfort and convenience of your own vehicle for work or play. You've got places to go, and we're gonna help you get there easy. Enjoy competitive interest rates, specials on insurance, and offers from auto dealers. Ariza also has great offers on electric and fuel-efficient used and new vehicles. Apply for an easy ride loan from Ariza and drive away in style.
Paying is faster and easier with Glow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
It's the event you won't want to miss. GIDC Business Deals Day on Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Frequente Industrial Park playing field. Explore the latest products and service offerings from businesses within the industrial parks. Enjoy discounts on GIDC business support services and get fantastic deals on household items, building materials, accessories, condiments, and more with exciting prizes up for grabs throughout the day. But that's not all. Dive into a mini health fair and career expo for valuable health education and employment opportunities. It will be a fun-filled day with eats, drinks, games, deals, and more. Mark your calendars and join the GIDC at Frequente Industrial Park Plainfield on Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. See you there.
Bank on a bright future with Co-op Bank as we celebrate more than 50 years of partnership with Grenadians. Fund your summer plans with a new Visa credit card and get 5,000 bonus reward points on approval. Or you can get discounted interest rates with financing of up to $50,000 unsecured. With Co-op Bank, you have a future you can bank on. Apply today. Special terms and conditions apply.
Welcome home.
You call me to, it's the level, high the level, raise the level, up it, What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians. From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up several notches, but the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
The Fun Machine, and I'm calling all revelers, carnivalists, and bacchanalists. Let me tell you, take a loan of $3,000 or more for your costume and pay only $340 per month with God's ready cash. Plus, you get to enter to win your loan back. That's right! Pay $0 down and nothing for the first 30 days. All you need is your ID, proof of address, job letter, pay slip, and 2 references. Visit your nearest God's already cash location today or contact your Carnival band for more details. Experience Carnival 2024 with God's ready cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think of Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
It's the event you won't want to miss. GIDC Business Deals Day on Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Frequente Industrial Park playing field. Explore the latest products and service offerings from businesses within the industrial parks. Enjoy discounts on GIDC business support services and get fantastic deals on household items, building materials, accessories, condiments, and more with exciting prizes up for grabs throughout the day. But that's not all. Dive into a mini health fair and career expo for valuable health education and employment opportunities. It will be a fun-filled day with eats, drinks, games, deals, and more. Mark your calendars and join the GIDC at Frequente Industrial Park Plainfield on Saturday, July 13th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. See you there.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Build
building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. In response to the widespread devastation caused by Hurricane Beryl earlier this week, the Grenada government has established a special task force aimed at collecting comprehensive data across all sectors affected by the storm. This exercise is expected to be completed by next Friday. Prime Minister and Minister for Disaster Management, Deacon Mitchell, announced the formation of this task force, emphasizing its critical role in providing detailed sectoral reports to guide government's decision-making.
The task force will be led by the Ministry for Economic Development, and the Central Statistical Office will play a key role in that, together with the Ministry of Housing, Social, Community Development, the Ministry for Agriculture, Forestry, as well as agriculture and the environment. So it's a multidisciplinary, multi-sectoral, multi-ministerial task force. We expect that we will have preliminary, detailed assessments, sector by sector, by next Friday.
He underscored the urgency and importance of timely information in the recovery process and highlighted the significance of these reports in shaping not only domestic responses, but also in seeking support from regional and international partners. The Prime Minister further specified that the Ministries of Foreign Affairs, Environment, Climate Resilience, and Renewable Energy all have been tasked with developing strategic plans to engage with international partners effectively.
And so the Minister for Foreign Affairs, as well as the Minister for Climate Resilience, the Environment and Renewable Energy, will be briefing the public in the coming days. We expect early next week as to the plans, the task force, the persons who would be tasked with the work to ensure that we are treated fairly, and that both the multilateral and bilateral relations that we have understand the enormous loss and damage that Grenada has suffered and will continue to suffer as a result of the passage of Hurricane Beryl.
The aim of these efforts is to secure the necessary funding and expertise required to support Grenada's recovery and rebuilding efforts in the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl. Prime Minister Mitchell assured the public of regular updates on the progress of assessments and plans for recovery. Government has established a Hurricane Beryl Disaster Relief Fund. Beverly Telesford will tell you how you can contribute in this report.
Government has established the Hurricane Beryl Disaster Relief Fund to collect financial contributions in aid of recovery efforts following the severe impact of Hurricane Beryl. It aims to garner support to assist in the restoration of lives and livelihoods across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. There are several ways you can contribute to the relief and recovery efforts. Direct deposit through online banking service or a local branch of the Grenada Cooperative Bank. Deposit funds into the savings account named Government of Grenada Natural Disaster Relief Fund. That account number is 121-004-900. Online payment. You can visit pay.gov.gd from your mobile device or computer. You then select Make a Payment or click the Donate to Hurricane Beryl Relief button. Under Category and Pay For, choose Hurricane Beryl Relief Donation. Select your preferred contribution amount or specify a custom amount. Enter the necessary payment details and confirm the transaction. International wire transfers. Use your bank's online service or visit a local branch. Ensure to include the following details: The beneficiary is Government of Grenada Natural Disaster Relief Fund. Beneficiary address C/O, Ministry of Finance, Financial Complex, St. George's, Grenada. Bank address 8 Church Street, St. George's, Grenada. Bank's SWIFT code GROAGDGD. Beneficiary account number 121004900. For Eastern Caribbean dollar transactions, use routing number 00000233 for electronic funds transfers. For transactions in other currencies, for US dollars, the bank name Bank of America, bank address Miami, Florida, SWIFT code BOFAUS3M, account number 190-196-4767, ABA number 026-009-593. For Canadian dollars, Bank of Montreal, the bank address, the International Branch, Toronto, Canada. SWIFT code BOFMCAT2, account number 1019198, transit number 3144200. Reporting for GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
The Customs and Excise Department, in collaboration with the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, has implemented crucial measures to facilitate the entry of relief items into the country following the devastating effects of Hurricane Beryl. These measures aim to streamline the process and ensure efficient distribution of aid to those in need. Acting Comptroller at the Customs and Excise Department, Algernon Belfon, in a recent press conference, said that exemption from fees will only be granted to relief packages that are addressed to NADMA. He also stated that all inbound relief vessels must first stop in mainland Grenada before heading to the sister isles.
Firstly, all vessels and aircrafts bringing relief material into Grenada must first contact the NADMA and get the necessary authorization for the importation of such materials. We advise that ample information be provided pertaining to the items being imported, the time of arrival for the various conveyances, whether vessels or aircraft. We also advise that vessels bringing relief material into Grenada, as best as possible, should report to the St. George's port first before proceeding to Carriacou and Petit Martinique. We want to also inform that relief in relation to exemptions afforded to relief material will only be granted to imports addressed to NADMA.
Persons who already sent their relief packages can contact NADMA with the necessary information so that arrangements can be made in getting the packages cleared and then to NADMA headquarters for inclusion in the national relief effort. National Disaster Coordinator Terrence Walters said persons who donated items locally must also contact NADMA, as all items should be dropped off at the agency's Montjulu headquarters unless otherwise instructed.
Let me repeat that. All relief items, and that's locally here on mainland Grenada, should be delivered to the National Disaster Management Agency headquarters at Montjulu, except you are otherwise instructed. We have had some people dropping off items in one area, and so we ask that you kindly desist from that and kindly adhere to dropping off the items at the NADMA headquarters at Montjulu. So we have received items from our local partners. We've also received items regionally from the region, from international, and these relief items are being dispatched to Carriacou and Petit Martinique, and also our brothers and sisters in the northern parishes who have been impacted and need that level of relief.
The NADMA official reminded the general public of some of the priority items on the needs list.
Some items that you can provide: water, tarpaulin, non-perishable foods such as milk, sardines, corned beef, things like that, cots and sleeping blankets or sleeping bags, pillows, toiletries, first aid kits, hand sanitizer, sanitary napkins, diapers, baby diapers, adult diapers, 5-gallon jerry cans, if you have those, reflective vests, flashlights or solar lights, generators, chainsaws, fuel cans, and interestingly and importantly, books, coloring books and other educational items for children.
Prime Minister and Minister for National Security of Grenada has reaffirmed the government's decision to implement tax exemptions as part of efforts to bolster hurricane relief initiatives across the nation.
It is important, if you wish for these goods to arrive in Grenada and not attract any customs duties, etc., for the goods to be addressed to the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA. These goods are for hurricane relief. NADMA has all of the data via the various government ministries as to the persons who need relief. Not everyone in Grenada is impacted, and not everyone is impacted in the same way. And we want to make sure that the relief goes to persons who are impacted the most and who needs the relief.
The Prime Minister underscored the importance of these measures in facilitating support for communities affected by Hurricane Beryl.
So again, we just want to emphasize, please address it to NADMA, or NADMA will have to be designated the consignee, which means the goods essentially come into the possession of NADMA and ownership is transferred to NADMA for it to attract duties. So we're asking you please to cooperate with us. If the goods are coming in by air, the only designated port is the Morris Bishop International Airport. If this is coming in by sea, the only designated port is Port St. George, and we will ensure that it is cleared and delivered to NADMA.
In addition to outlining the purpose of the tax exemptions, the Prime Minister extended an appeal to Grenadians living abroad who wish to contribute to relief efforts. He urged them to contact their local consulate offices for guidance on preferred shipping partners and the types of goods and supplies needed most urgently.
Because we appreciate if you buy the goods, it still has to be shipped. And if you don't have funds for shipping it, there are preferred shipping agents that the consulate office can use that will allow for the goods to be shipped to Grenada either at preferred rates or at no charge to you. So it is important, therefore, for you to in fact contact the consulate. So if you live in New York, you obviously will contact the consulate office there. If you're in Miami, you'll contact the consulate office. If you're in Toronto, you contact the consulate office. If you're in London, you contact the High Commissioner there, and they would provide guidance as to the preferred shipping partners. It is important.
And still to come, Glen seeks assistance from Keralek to expedite electricity restoration in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Stay with us.
Me I talk to you, but you like it too. Yeah. You need the number one run, man. That easy. No what? Nice. Yeah. You number one. Yeah, me too.
Whether sipped neat, mixed into a classic cocktail, or savored on the rocks, our rum delivers a taste that captivates and satisfies. Choose greatness. Choose Class Code, the number one rum. Produced by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Over the years and presently, customers have been winning exciting prizes while ensuring that benefits are realized for all Grenadians by supporting the games of the National Lotteries Authority.
I am Patrick Simmons, former Minister for Sports and National Athlete. The NLA has made significant investment in nation-building activities. Among them are the construction of health, sporting, cultural, educational, and community facilities. Additionally, they continue to provide funding to non-governmental organizations and individuals throughout the Tri-Island state. I support the NLA's mandate because I can see where the money goes.
Playing the games of the NLA guarantees support for sports, culture, and nation building throughout the Tri-Island state of Grenada.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
A whole new level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Kenny John, president of the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, GCIC, expressed his gratitude for the inclusion of the insurance industry on the list of emergency industries following the devastation caused by Hurricane Beryl. 3 days have passed since the Category 4 hurricane ravaged several parts of the island, with Carriacou and Petite Martinique bearing the brunt of the impact. Mr. John highlighted that this inclusion will greatly assist the insurance industry in mapping out a path forward in the aftermath of this disaster.
We're thankful to the government for finally including the insurance industry on the list of emergency industries. And so we are very thankful. We were omitted from in Ivan, and even the pandemic we were omitted. But we are very thankful for that, and therefore we can start our work earlier.
While it's still early days to determine the exact economic impact of the hurricane's devastation, what is certain is that the losses are tremendous, he added.
First of all, we are not sure how many of the buildings in Carriacou, despite it being flattened, were insured. And then the cost to the to government, who will have to jump in with all the services.
Hurricane Beryl, which recently ravaged the sister isles of Carriacou and Petite Martinique, caused extensive damage to the electrical infrastructure, leaving residents without power. In response to the crisis, the Grenada Electricity Services Limited, Glenlen, has reached out to Caribbean Electric Utility Services Corporation, CARELEC, for its expertise and resources to expedite the restoration of electricity. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell gave an update on the state of power on the island.
So Glenlen has made requests with CARELEC, which is its regional umbrella association of electric utility companies, for assistance with external linesmen to assist with the restoration effort in Carriacou and Petite Martinique. There will be need to secure adequate accommodation, food, water, portable generators, vehicles, and materials for rebuilding.
The Minister for Disaster Management also stated that a contingency plan needs to be formulated for hosting the CARELEC team, and this will be revealed by Glenlen once approved by the board.
We anticipate that the Glenlen team will, in short order, be treating with the Ministry of Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs and with NADMA to devise a plan that would allow for us to be able to show some force to specifically provide housing for the linesmen who will be coming in to assist with this process. I anticipate that by Monday, Glenlen should be able to publicly announce what is the interim plan to address electricity on Carriacou and Petite Martinique.
Prime Minister Mitchell outlined the extent of the damage done by Hurricane Beryl to the electricity infrastructure.
The power plant itself experienced roof damage. In the switchgear room, the main engine hall also suffered roof damage, and the staff facilities also suffered roof damage. The early indications suggest that there was no damage to the generators and the switchgear. However, this has to be properly and thoroughly tested. The power plant in Petite Martinique, there was roof damage to the power plant and the building. The early indication suggests that there may be no damage to the engines and the switchgear. However, again, these have to be properly tested. In terms of the distribution network, all 4 feeders in Carriacou and the single feeder in Petite Martinique were completely damaged. And all of the poles, transformers, and conductors were essentially damaged.
Priority will be placed on restoring power to essential facilities such as the hospital and police station. The term Hurricane Beryl has forced an early end to the school year, and students have commenced their holidays a few days earlier than it was due. However, teachers and school administrators are to report to work until Friday, the official start of the holiday.
The much-anticipated graduation ceremonies and registration of students for the new school year scheduled for this week were cancelled. This following the passage of Hurricane Beryl on Monday, which left a trail of destruction across the island, leaving some without essential services. Minister for Education, Senator David Andrew, in a press briefing Monday night, said the decision was taken to cancel school for the rest of the term. However, teachers still have an obligation to fulfill.
Schools were ordinarily going to be closed officially at the ending of this week, but given the circumstances, we have moved in the interest of safety of all concerned to have schools remain closed for students to the end of the term. We are expecting that teachers will report as far as is possible to schools, because we know that teachers will have end of term activities to complete. It might have to do with report cards, it might have to do with just packing away stuff for the end of term. So for teachers, we anticipate that you will report to work since the official state of emergency has been recalled.
The Education Minister indicated that teachers are expected to contact parents to establish when report cards can be collected and plans for other activities such as graduations in the coming week.
We anticipate that you won't be able to have those activities within the rest of this week. We are also aware that you will need to present students with their report cards, and so you are free to arrange with your various groups of students the days when the students themselves or their parents can come to the schools to collect their report cards. It does not have to be this week. It could be sometime next week when we are in a safer place to do so. So be advised that we anticipate that you will make those report cards available, but probably not within the next day or two.
The Education Minister also indicated that the restoration of schools' infrastructure, which have been severely impacted, will begin in short order, and most, if not all, should be ready when the new school year begins in September.
At this point, we will not be able to furnish you with all of the detailed plans, but what I can tell you, we are happy that we have the privilege to be able to advance all of the repairs within the 8-week break that we are embarking on. So we are in probably as fortunate a position, notwithstanding the situation we're in, to have this period before us when we can actually accelerate all school repairs. And so we are going to do our utmost to bring as many, if not all of the schools back into the shape to be able to accommodate. We have already engaged some other possibilities, but they're still embryonic. We may need to make some alternative arrangements for housing some students. We've started exploring some of those options, but we are not in a place to share those details yet. It might mean housing them in other facilities, even if we have to do some island sharing. All of those are possibilities that we have started brainstorming about, should we not be able to have all of the structures physically ready.
Stay with us. We'll have your regional and international news right after the break.
Is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Granville, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
And good evening, sports fans. A new date has been set for the start of the West Indies Men Under-19's Rising Stars tournament. The tournament bowls off July 11th in St. Vincent, finishing on the 31st. It was originally scheduled to start on July 2nd, but given the effects of Beryl, organizers were forced to shelf previous plans as they assess the situation where travels and other logistical issues are concerned. 4 Grenadians are on the Windward squad. They are Kurt and Kurtson Murray, Raquel Sylvester, and Devani Joseph. Joseph. The tournament will feature 5 rounds of 50-over white ball matches and 4 rounds of 3-day red ball matches. These will be played at Arnos Vale, Sion Hill, Park Hill, and Cumberland. Following the tournaments, a West Indies Rising Stars under-19 team will be selected for a tour of Sri Lanka, where they're due to play a 4-day match as well as 50-over matches. This will be part of preparation for the ICC Men's Under-19 Cricket World Cup, scheduled to be played in Sri Lanka early next year. West Indies ended their warm-up match of their tour of England with a draw. Rain stopped the match on day 3 with first-class Counties 11 on 30 for 2, still needing some 133 runs, and the Windies still needing to capture 8 wickets. That was after the Windies had declared their second innings on 196 for 5. The West Indies began their tour of England with a resolute batting performance, finishing the opening day on a high note. Led by Kevin Hodges' commanding century, they posted a formidable total of 339 in their first innings scores in the game. Windies 339 and 196 for 5. First-class Counties 11, 373 for 4 declared, and 30 for 2. Fast bowler Shamar Joseph and left-arm spinner Gudakesh Modi were late to link up with the West Indies Test squad in England after their flight from Guyana was cancelled because of Hurricane Beryl. Shamar and Modi subsequently were absent from the visitors' lineup for the 3-day warm-up game. It's understood, though, that Modi landed in London later in the day, while Shamar will arrive on Friday. So this means they'll be good to go for the first test, which starts at Lord's on July the 10th. Euro 2024 host Germany was dumped out of the tournament on Friday after a 2-1 quarterfinal defeat by Spain in Stuttgart. Dani Olmo, who plays for Bundesliga club Leipzig, opened the scoring early in the second half, finishing off a slick attacking move and converting an assist from 16-year-old sensation Lamine Yamal. With Germany seemingly out of time, Florian Wirtz's slick finish in the 89th minute kept the tournament host's hopes alive. However, in extra time, Spain conjured up their own late goal in the 119th minute. Mikel Merino heading home the winner to send the 3-time Euro winners to the semi-finals. It marks the second successive European championship in which Spain has reached the semi-final stage, while Germany's run at its home tournament is over. Tournament winners in 1964, 2008, and 2012, Spain will play France or Portugal in the semi-finals. And that's what's been happening in the world of sports. And now for a look at what's been happening in regional and global news. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank's financial year ending March 31st, 2024 marked a historic achievement with a record profit of $80.2 million, the highest in its history.
A significant achievement for the ECCB, registering a record profit of $80.2 million in its financial year ending March 31st, 2024. This is the highest on record in the ECCB's history. The milestone coincided with the ECCB's 40th anniversary themed Reflection, Celebration, and Implementation, underscoring the continued dedication to serving the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, ECCU, with excellence. Throughout the year, the ECCB claims to have made strides in promoting monetary and financial stability, including the advancement of a regional standards setting body and preparations for launching a credit bureau later in 2024. Growth in the ECCU was estimated at 4.5% amidst surprisingly buoyant global growth of 3.2% in 2023. That's according to the International Monetary Fund's World Economic Outlook, April 2024. The ECCU's economic performance was led by strong tourism activity across member nations. Initiatives to modernize regional payment systems and enhance financial literacy through its inaugural Financial Inclusion and Literacy Survey were also successfully completed. The ECCB Governor, Timothy Antoine, reiterated the institution's commitment to regional economic growth through initiatives like the Big Push Challenge. This project aims to double regional economies over the next decade, fostering improved living standards across the ECCU. The ECCB continues to innovate and invest in its capabilities, including a new website launched and strengthening risk management frameworks to support its strategic goals of data and digital transformation. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank remains steadfast in its mission to support the economic well-being of the ECCU nations, ensuring resilience and prosperity for all stakeholders in the region. Joachim Duplessis, HTS News Force.
In the United Kingdom, votes are still being counted in dozens of constituencies, but the incumbent Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has already conceded defeat. The head of the Labour Party, Keir Starmer, will be Britain's new leader.
Greeted by supporters and loyalists as he arrived in Downing Street, this is the man who will now run the UK. Keir Starmer's Labour Party won the largest number of seats in recent history. He's promising a calmer, more efficient hand on the levers of government.
You have a government unburdened by doctrine, guided only by the determination to serve your interest, to defy, quietly, those who have written our country off. You have given us a clear mandate, and we will use it to deliver change.
Sir Keir Starmer, Your Majesty. Your Majesty.
Prime Minister Starmer was formally given the job by King Charles, who had minutes earlier seen Rishi Sunak so that he could relinquish the post. Political transitions in the UK are quick and brutal for those leaving office. Sunak seemed humble and humbled as he left Downing Street for the last time.
I am sorry. I have given this job my all. But you have sent a clear signal that the government of the United Kingdom must change, and yours is the only judgment that matters. I have heard your anger, your disappointment, and I take responsibility for this loss.
Sunak's Conservative Party had the worst night ever in its history. 12 of its cabinet ministers were voted out, as was a former Prime Minister, Liz Truss, whose disastrous 50-day term in 2022 led to a run on the pound. The Right of Centre Reform Party only got 5 seats, despite securing 15% of the vote. The Scottish National Party, meanwhile, had an awful night, losing about 3/4 of its seats, a serious setback for the cause of independence for Scotland. Starmer, as he promised, has got straight to work appointing his cabinet. As expected, Rachel Reeves becomes the UK's first ever female Chancellor of the Exchequer, the Finance Minister. David Lammy is the new Foreign Secretary. Early next week, he and Starmer make their first overseas trip to the NATO summit in Washington.
The policy on Ukraine is unlikely to change, with strong support still extended to President Zelensky's government. With regard to the war on Gaza, Labour in its manifesto said it would recognise the state of Palestine, but that's unlikely to happen until there's progress on a two-state solution. However, the Labour Party traditionally is a strong supporter of Palestine, and with over 400 MPs, there are bound to be some that want tougher action towards Israel, and there may therefore be internal pressure on the Prime Minister. James Bays, Al Jazeera.
Kenyan police have arrested more than 270 people who they say were masquerading as protesters and suspected of going on a criminal rampage during anti-government rallies in the country.
A heavy deployment of armed police and military guard the presidential palace and parliament building in Nairobi following weeks of protests. And across the country, scenes never seen before in Kenya. Here, a ruling party MP is chased away by an angry crowd of her constituents in Rift Valley province. Demonstrations against a finance bill that would have raised taxes began last month. The bill was dropped after protesters entered Parliament. Dozens of people were killed by police, and demonstrators have since been calling for the resignation of President William Ruto and his government. It's prompted a backlash against MPs who voted for the bill and government officials, especially those who were wealthy and widely accused of corruption. The ruling party's chief whip in Parliament told us he's grown rich from a regional business empire.
Those who are protesting on corruption are genuine. It is true. We have rampant corruption in government. You can't blame the current regime of rampant corruption when much of the corruption is deeply rooted on historical matters right from independence.
Just weeks ago, it was normal for politicians to be revered at almost any event they attended and sometimes hand out cash with no questions asked about where it came from. Meanwhile, more than a third of Kenyans live in poverty and wages have been stagnant for more than a decade. This is what remains of the office of another ruling party MP after an angry crowd burnt it down. The backlash is visible not just on the streets but also online, where campaigners are using artificial intelligence to help people look up politicians' past corruption scandals and launching websites to help people to collect signatures to recall their MPs. Politicians have stopped posting videos like this one from an MP showing off his new helicopter. John Githongo, who's been campaigning against corruption for more than 30 years, says he's never seen anything like it.
It snapped, especially for this younger generation that seems to have a much keener sense of equity. The anger and the disgust with these leaders was always there. So I don't think they're going to get away from it. I don't think that people are going to forgive them.
President Ruto's promised reforms. Protesters say that mass arrests, dozens of abductions and violent gangs turning up at demonstrations all show that his government can't be trusted. Police in central Nairobi are trying to stop any more protests, but many people say something's changed and politicians won't have it quite as easy ever again. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Nairobi, Kenya.
And that's what's been happening around the region and the wider globe today. And now for a recap of the night's top headlines. Frustrated donors vent over the drop-off process of relief supplies at the port. National cleanup campaign planned for this weekend, while Glen seeks assistance from Carolec to expedite electricity restoration in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. In regional news, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank achieves record profits of $80.2 million, while internationally, the Labour Party has won the UK general election by a landslide. And in sports, 4 Grenadians on Windward's under-19 squad. If you missed any part of this newscast, there'll be a repeat of it at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Stacia Blake, and that's the news. We'll see you again. Please stay safe.